Good evening, this is Keisha Butts with the CTV News Update. The governor says violent crime is out of control in Baltimore and he's calling on the legislature to take action. He says since the beginning of the legislative session 71 days ago, 64 people have been killed, 22 of those since Friday. Hogan today announced additional funding to add new positions to the U.S. Attorney's Office to ramp up federal prosecution of violent offenders in Baltimore. Taking a swipe at lawmakers, Hogan says the legislature has to act on the Violent Firearms Offender Act.
Enough is enough. No more excuses, no more delays, no more far-left woke politics. Pass these bills and get them to my desk so that they can be signed into law immediately, so that they can immediately take effect, and so that we can finally begin to get the violent shooters and killers off the streets.
The legislation has passed in the state Senate the past 2 years but failed in the House. Meantime, a College Park man is behind bars tonight, charged with killing his mother. 30-year-old Junior Bernard is accused of murdering 61-year-old Marlene Stokely in the apartment they shared in College Park. Police were called to the 9300 block of Cherry Hill Road at about 11 o'clock yesterday morning. Stokely was discovered in the apartment suffering from trauma. Investigators say Bernard and his mom were arguing at the time and that he fled the incident shortly after. Police took him into custody a short time later in a relative's home in Landover. Bernard faces numerous charges, including first and second-degree murder. Maryland State Police are asking for the public's help in identifying the man who allegedly shot a tow truck driver in a road rage incident. Police say they're looking for the man and vehicle shown in these pictures. Officials say the suspect was driving a Hyundai Sonata when he shot Delonte Hicks last weekend. Anyone with information on the suspect is asked to call state police at 443-684-1216. Well, the confirmation hearing of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson wraps up today. The Supreme Court nominee was not present, but the Senate Judiciary panel met with witnesses, including the American Bar Association's Standing Committee on the Federal Judiciary. The Standing Committee says after an extensive review of Brown Jackson's work, it believes that she is well qualified to serve on the High Court. The witnesses refuted allegations that she's soft on crime or lenient in child pornography cases.
We did speak to various prosecutors and defense counsel who appeared before Judge Jackson, the majority of them in child porn cases and child sexual offense cases. And none of them felt that she demonstrated bias in any way.
Another reviewer said, Judge Jackson has a well-deserved reputation for the highest level of ethics and integrity. Based on these and many other laudatory comments, the Standing Committee concluded that Judge Jackson plainly possesses the highest integrity, deserving of a well-qualified rating.
The Senate Judiciary Committee is expected to vote on Brown Jackson's nomination on April 4th. The first woman to serve as U.S. Secretary of State passed away yesterday from cancer. Madeleine Albright was 84 years old. She was considered a brilliant analyst of world affairs before becoming a high-ranking cabinet member in the Clinton administration in 1997. Albright fled Czechoslovakia with her family as a refugee after the Nazis invaded in 1939. She came to the U.S. in 1948. Albright was raised Catholic and discovered decades later that her parents were actually Jewish. She also learned that several family members had been murdered in the Holocaust. Here are the latest COVID-19 numbers from the State Health Department. The agency has identified 362 new COVID cases, and while still relatively low, state and county positivity rates have inched up since yesterday. Statewide, it's at 1.48%, and Prince George's, it's at 1.23%. 5 people have died of COVID since yesterday. 179 are in the hospital. That's up 12 from the previous day. You're watching CTV News. I'm Keisha Butts. Still to come, honoring women in the military service. Stay with us.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Noah. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Thank you for staying with us. Metro's Board of Directors has approved a $4.5 billion budget for fiscal year 2023. Here's what it means for riders. Fare discounts that were put in place last year will become permanent. Riders will continue to enjoy cheaper late night and weekend fares. Metro will continue maintenance improvements, especially for bus customers. The budget also calls for more frequent all-day rail and bus services across the system. A budget update from the Maryland General Assembly. Senate Bill 290 for fiscal year 2023 was recently heard in the House Appropriations Committee, where a whopping 48 amendments were recommended. The amendments leave a $537 million budget surplus in place and $3.3 million in cash and reserves. Funds were also set aside to implement many programs, including paid family leave.
I think there was a line item in the budget for $25 million for the family leave. Do you know what that was for?
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's in the fenced off items. It's not contained here. It's to staff up the Department of Labor again, so that we don't want to see what happened with unemployment insurance, right? All of our constituents called us during in the last year that Department of Labor was not able to sort of service that. We don't want to see that if we have this program. Again, it's about getting it right, so that our inboxes and our mailboxes and our voicemails don't fill up with people who aren't able to access this if we do it. So we'll get to that. That's a fenced item at the end. But these are just about funding it to get it right, which whether you're for the policy or not, I hope that you could be for getting it right if we do it.
The House passed the budget bill's second reading with amendments. The Montgomery County Council votes to expand sports programs for girls. The council votes unanimously to approve a $100,000 special appropriation. The money will allow the Department of Recreation to expand access to girls' sports programs like volleyball, softball, lacrosse, and soccer. Of the 60,000 military veterans in Prince George's, about 10,000 are women. To honor their sacrifices, County Executive Angela Alsobrooks declared this week as Women Veterans Week. Angela McAuliffe is among the many veterans being celebrated. She served 23 years in the Air Force, overseas, and stateside. Despite challenges that women face, she encourages young people to consider military service.
Serving 2 years in the military gives you a whole lot. First, it gives you stability, and it gives you the opportunity to say, hey, I can do something. Trust yourself. Then the other thing, it gives you a career. It gives you a start, because whenever you don't want to go to college, the military is not bad. They take care of you, they feed you, they clothe you, not because, they give you men's clothes. And the one most exciting thing that I enjoyed the most was traveling.
Dancers from a local studio are performing at some of the top schools around the country, including the Debbie Allen Dance Academy. And it's all thanks to one woman. During Women's History Month, we're highlighting the woman behind the scenes at NEMA Dance Collective.
They go to right arm, left arm, squeeze down.
I grew up just down the street from here and wanted to bring home to a dance studio.
Stretch and
there was not a studio that offered everything that I wanted to do, so that is the reason why I built NEMA Dance Collective, so that we can have multiple styles under one roof.
Right arm up.
Some of the different styles, of course, we have classical ballet, pre-point and point, acrobatics, tumbling, contemporary, lyrical, you name it, we have it.
I've been dancing since I was 6 years old. It's like you're getting taught by somebody big.
I have been with Miss Debbie Allen. She's trained me for a number of summers, the Alvin Ailey Dance Academy. I've done residency at the Dance Theater of Harlem, and just a host of others.
She's very sweet, and she does everything for you. She's like a second mother to me. So. I like how she encouraged me to dance, and she helps me do everything. I don't know how to say it, but she's just like a miracle.
At the end of the day, it makes me feel like I am completely walking in my purpose. I am here as a service-based business, and then that is my first love, to be of service to the youth. So it makes me feel really good.
NEMA Dance Collective has locations in both District Heights and Temple Hills. And coming up later on the news, gearing up for the polar bear plunge. Stay with us.
COVID-19 is a severe lung infection. Trust the American Lung Association for science-based public health information, especially for the 36 million Americans who live with lung disease. We have launched the COVID-19 Action Initiative to end COVID-19 and address future respiratory virus pandemics. Access our free lung health resources and see how you can support our initiative.
Welcome back. Police are asking for your help finding a senior missing in Prince George's. He's 90-year-old Mario Vilches Avila. He's 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighs about 150 pounds. He was last seen in the area of Greenbelt Road and Kenilworth Avenue driving a white Ford 2000 F-150 yesterday morning. If you have any information on his whereabouts, you're asked to call police. Maryland gubernatorial candidate Tom Perez unveils his first TV ad with commentary from former President Barack Obama. The ad highlights Perez's story and record as Obama's U.S. Labor Secretary.
Tom Perez has been, I believe, one of the best secretaries of labor in our history. A son of immigrants who worked on the back of a trash truck to help pay for college. He's worked as a civil rights attorney and as Secretary of Maryland's Department of Labor, where he helped implement the country's first statewide living wage law.
The 30-second spot entitled Tireless features archival clips and starts airing today in the Baltimore, D.C., and Salisbury markets. The polar bear plunge returns in person this year after COVID concerns turned last year's event all virtual. The event is back in full force to fundraise for the Maryland Special Olympics at Sandy Point State Park in Annapolis. The Cool Schools Plunge starts today for teachers, students, and coaches. Tomorrow, the police plunge for law enforcement, military, and emergency services. On Saturday, the general public can join in. There are still virtual options to participate as well. For more information, log on to plungemd.com. Who is white and black and needs a forever home? Well, it's our pet of the week. This photogenic kitty would love to be your new friend. He has a unique name, which is Sir Bigglesworth. Rescue coordinator Megan Staub says Sir Bigglesworth is a 3-year-old domestic shorthair. Staub also says he loves to roll around.
He will allow attention and kind of cuddle with you, but he's quite playful and 3 years old.
And what would you say that someone needs to take care of a cat?
Pretty much just a big area for him to kind of run around and do his little kitty antics. Space for his litter box that's in a quiet, secluded area so he can do his business. And just make sure that you are ready to have him in all of your business.
Staub says Sir Bigglesworth would be a great addition for kids 5 years old and up. To adopt him, call the number or visit the website on your screen. Well, let's get a quick check on our 3-day weather forecast tonight. Cloudy with rain and a low around 48. Friday, mostly sunny with a low around 62. Saturday, partly sunny with a chance of rain. Daytime temps reach a high near 54. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 49. And now for the community calendar. The Morningside House of Laurel is inviting you to a senior health and resource fair. There will be free health screenings, information on community resources and services, local vendors, and lots of food and entertainment. The event is this Saturday, March 26th from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. For more information, call 301-725-2220. And that's your CTV News Update. I'm Keisha Butts. Have a good night.